I hope so.
I think I'm recording.
Yeah, yeah, perfect. Okay. And just to unten rechts, Jana, kannst du die Präsentation starten am besten. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
All right. Then again, from my side, thank you very much for everyone who is joining today. I'm sure you're getting bombarded with webinar requests. We really appreciate that you're taking your time to listen to us, and I'm excited to take you on a little journey to the Adriatic today, even though it's a bit virtually, like everything at the moment. But I hope that everybody can hopefully start traveling very soon. So welcome to Aman Sveti Stefan. We are, as you probably all know, in the little country of Montenegro, which is in between Croatia and Albania at the coast of the Adriatic. We have 3 airports in our area, which is Podgorica, the capital, Tivat, which is about 45 minutes away. Podgorica, by the way, is about 60 minutes from the hotel. And Dubrovnik would be another alternative to fly into, because obviously this year they're probably going to be reduced flight schedules all over Europe or all over the world. So you can look actually into those 3 options. But I know from lots, like from Poland, for example, they're going to fly to Podgorica. There are rumors that we're going to have flights from Prague as well with Montenegro Airlines starting in July, which is really great news. It's the first time that this is going to be launched. So hopefully this is going to happen. So there might be some good options coming into Montenegro this summer. And here we are. This is the island of Sveti Stefan, probably one of the most iconic sites here in the country. So everybody who comes to Montenegro needs to get a picture with this. I mean, there are other beautiful sites as well, but this is the most iconic one of the whole country. It's a medieval fisherman village, which was built in the 1500s, so it's over 500 years old. And back in the days, it was originally built for about 12 families. And a couple of hundreds of years later, around 1800, at peak time of the of this time back in the days, there were about 400 people living on this island. So if you compare this with today, we have about 50 rooms. So we are accommodating 100 guests. But back then, 400 people were living here. So you understand that there is quite a lot of space to accommodate our guests on the island itself. And within the years, people were settling back on the mainland, or they were leaving the country. So there were different reasons why people were leaving the island and the community. And then at some points in the 1900s, everything was abandoned. And in the 1960s, the government took over this project and opened up the island as a hotel. So even before Aman came in, there was already a hotel in the 1960s, which was like the hotel of Yugoslavia back in the day. So the royalties were coming, many famous people back in the days were coming. Sophia Loren included. So one of our suites has the nickname of Sophia Loren Suite because she used to sleep there all the time she was visiting. So there's a lot of history attached to this property already. But unfortunately, in the 1990s, when the end of Yugoslavia came, there was also an end of the hotel. So as you all know, the countries were, or Yugoslavia was divided into different countries, and by that time also the hotel was shut down. But of course they didn't want to lose this, the opportunity which this island has and the history as well. So they were offering this to different projects, but then in the end decided that a hotel would be the most suitable one. And in 2007, Amman took over. So they were renovating for many years and opened up in 2010. So it took them 3 years to renovate everything. And in 2010, which now is 2020, means we're celebrating our 10th anniversary this year with Aman Sveti Stefan.
And usually that would have been a great celebration, right? A great
Exactly.
party. But unfortunately, we have to postpone this.
We will postpone it probably, exactly. There will still be like a little celebrations here and there, but there was supposed to be, yeah, quite a large event, but based on social distancing this year, I think we're gonna probably do this next year to have like an official, yeah, big anniversary celebration for sure. Here is a different perspective of the island, one of my favorite pictures actually. And this really shows you how everything is set up. So you have to imagine that this used to be an island built for families where people were living. So this is not built as a hotel. Yeah, it's not like we took over the hotel and then everything was built to look like an old village, but this actually used to be an old village. So you really feel the history and the romance when you walk around the little alleys and lanes. And everything outside is protected. So Aman only had the opportunity to renovate everything inside the buildings, but outside everything is kept authentically. So you really, really get the real experience. If you have been to Dubrovnik, for example, it kind of has a little bit of a similar feeling because the architecture is the same. So if you think, maybe not this year, but in general, Dubrovnik is too crowded, too overloaded, come to Sveti Stefan and you have your little mini Dubrovnik right here.
That's sweet. But you know, the funny thing is, sorry, Jana, the funny thing on this picture is really, it's so clear, you know, it's so, like, you can really see every way, every tree. But in nature, it looks so. If you go around the little alleys and the trees, and you can feel and you can smell, it's really like you see those hidden places, the churches. Oh, I still have amazing memories when I have been there last year.
It's very, yeah, it's very special. And
as you said, it's like something so unique. Yeah.
It's very unique. Like I think there's nothing like Aman Sveti Stefan.
No.
And every room has a little map of the island, because in the beginning it's very confusing because all the lanes kind of look the same. So when I started here and I did site inspections, I got lost so many times, which was so embarrassing. But yeah, we do have maps in the room, but also once guests arrive, they usually are being dropped off right here in front of the bridge. And then to get the full experience, they walk across the bridge, where they will be welcomed right here by our team and the general manager. We're going to offer a little refreshment as well. This year, we're going to offer hand sanitizer as well as a special welcome amenity. Well, and normally before the guests will go to the room, so with Aman, as you probably know or might know, for some of them who have visited already, the check-in is not done at the front office. So Aman doesn't offer the standard hotel experience. You will actually have your check-in done in the room. So everything is very personalized. And before you go to the room, we will walk you around the island. So we point out the different churches. We have 4 churches on the island. There are swimming pools, the restaurants, so everything will be shown to you. So the chances that you get lost are actually minimum. And then the actual check-in will be done inside of your room. So everybody thinks the island is Sveti Stefan. This is the resort, that's the Aman. But actually, we have 2 more parts, which are part of the hotel as well. One of them is Villa Miloce, which you can see on the current picture. So Villa Miloce also has a lot of history, because this building was built in the 1930s by the royal family of former Yugoslavia. So the Queen built this as the summer residence. You can see here the villa. And in the background, there is a second building. So at the villa, we have 6 suites on the upper floor and 2 more suites at the separate building right here. And that's obviously right beachfront, which is perfect. And you also look over to the island. So you have an amazing view. If you have breakfast, lunch, or dinner on the terrace, you actually look over to the island. So it's a different experience, but part of your Amman stay.
And the villa is open all year round, correct?
That's a good point, exactly. So while the island is seasonal, normally we're open from May to mid-October. The villa is open literally year-round.
Okay. As well as the spa.
As well as the spa, which is right here. So this is a third part of the resort. This is a new building. It's built in 2014, so not that much history, but it's built in the same style as the villa. So you still get the feel of authenticity over here as well. So this is a different beach. The one before is one beach, and this is another beach. Just for you to understand, there are different parts. And here we have a wonderful overview. So the island, again, is right here. This is one beach, which is Sveti Stefan Beach. Then we have the King's Beach over here, the largest one, and Queen's Beach. And to get from A to B, you can, of course, walk through the park. That's about 10 minutes, maybe a little bit less, sometimes more, because you can take amazing pictures while you walk through the forest. You have an amazing view to the island, and from here you have an amazing view to the villa. So everybody staying here should definitely once walk through the park just for the great pictures. But we also have a little boat which you can see docked right here. So you can go with this boat from the island straight to the villa as well. So this is about 2 minutes. So it's very easy to move around. And then you can go through this little park, which is absolutely private. So this area is public, but this park is private. And in order to access there, you need to have your room key. And then you can access this park and get to the spa. So all in all, it's maximum 15 minutes to get from the island walking to the spa. Of course, we can arrange a car transfer as well, just based on the preference of the guest. But it's easy to move around.
Yeah, it is. It is super easy to move around. I loved it. I mean, it's such, the nature is so beautiful, you know, the smell, the view, it's really great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here we have a picture of our Sveti Stefan beach, the one right in front of the island, as mentioned before. And this is King's Beach, the beach in front of the villa. So those two beaches are semi-private. As I said before, the park around it is public. The beaches are operated by the Aman, by us. So you get your full service on the beach, you get your towels, your refreshments, your snacks. The full service is there. However, guests from outside that are not staying with us have the opportunity to hire a sun lounger. And I like to say this because, of course, the guests at Amman expect full privacy, but because of the agreement with the government, we have to make these beaches accessible to the public as well. But as you can see as well, the sun loungers, and this is not Corona times pictures, this is our regular setup. There is a lot of social distancing anyway. But we offer at Amman a lot of space. This is
exactly. That's something we always did in the past, right? So we don't need to follow those new rules, you know, because Amman already had that.
Exactly. Yeah, so just for you to know, those are semi-private. However, the most beautiful beach at the Adriatic, at least many people say so, is the Queen's Beach, and this is fully private. So this is 100% accessible only by Amman guests. There's nobody who can actually look into the beach or come to the beach. So 100% private, and probably the only private beach in Montenegro or at the entire area. So in general, there are no private beaches allowed in the country, but this one is 100% private to the Amman guests, which I think is a great benefit, especially this summer as well.
Yeah.
And here again, just another viewpoint of the entire area. So you can see the the forest surrounding the property as well. So you really see it's very spread out, very wide, a lot of space within the property, but also the surroundings. So if you send your guests here, and I think this is something they're looking for this year as well, to have the space, to have the privacy, to be able to walk around without worrying about anything, right? So I think this is definitely very suitable in general, but especially this summer, of course.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about our food and beverage outlets. So this is the piazza, the heart of the island. So very centrally located, and that's where we serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's a Mediterranean menu, and there are like a couple of little cottages surrounding the piazza as well. So in case of bad weather, we have the opportunity to accommodate guests indoors, of course, as well. But nobody wants to think about rain when thinking of Montenegro. So it doesn't rain anyway in paradise. Forget about that.
It rarely rains.
So this is, yeah, and you can see it's right next to the church as well. I said there are 4 different churches. Like one is again from the 1500s, for example. Like it's super amazing to see all this. There's another terrace right here. There are 4 different ones at the piazza. 3 of them have sea view. Again, there is enough space for everyone to spread out and dine in peace for sure. That's the indoor space. And here we have Arva. Arva is our Italian restaurant. Some of you might have heard about this already. Aman has different food and beverage concepts, and Arva is one of them. It's an Italian influence menu with a lot of organic and locally sourced ingredients. And the style usually is family style, so sharing plates amongst your guests as well, or the family, of course. So very comfortable eating, but also the more fine dining restaurants. Not really fine dining, but the one which is a bit more fine dining compared to the other ones, whereas the other ones are more casual for sure. And as you can see here already as well, this is the perfect spot to watch the sunsets. And of course, in case of bad weather, which again doesn't happen here, so this is just decoration, we have the indoor space of our Arva restaurants. And then we have a third one, which is the Loggia, the restaurant at the villa. Here we also serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the guests that are staying at the villa can, of course, go to the island and vice versa. So even though you stay at the villa, you're not restricted to have your breakfast, lunch, or dinner here. So one day you can have breakfast at the loggia at the villa. The other day you can go to the island, to the piazza. So you can choose really what you prefer. So the whole resort, when you stay either on the mainland or on the island, you really have the opportunity to move around and mingle around wherever you want to. And then, as I mentioned before, you have a beautiful view of the island from the mainland, which you can see from here. And then we have our Queen's Beach Grill. As the name says already, it's right by the beach. So if you hang out on the beach all day and you don't want to move around, you just want to swim and relax, you have the opportunity to have lunch at Queen's Beach. So that restaurant is open from around 11 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. Sometimes in the evenings we do barbecues as well, but in general it's open for lunch. And we have a little cliff pool bar, so that's one of our 2 swimming pools. And here we serve little snacks as well. And just a different perspective from our cliff pool. This is the adult-only swimming pool. We have, as I said, 2 swimming pools. The second one would be here, the signature pool. This one is open for everyone. So we also accommodate a lot of families, especially in summer. We do have a little Aman Junior Kids Club, where the little guests can be all day as well. So definitely the beaches are suitable for them. This pool, and we have an indoor pool, which I'm going to talk about a bit later as well. So those are open for everyone. It's just a cliff pool that we offer for adults only, just to give them a little bit more privacy as well. And then we can talk about wellness. But I think I don't have to say a lot when it comes to this picture. I mean, the picture itself is relaxing enough. It really shows you the atmosphere over here. So the spa is right in front of Queen's Beach. It's very peaceful, as I said, only accessible to the Aman guests, the spa itself as well. So we do not take outside bookings, not this year, not in general. So the spa itself really 100% to the Aman guests only, which means that it's always, it's always accessible and gives you a lot of opportunities to get your treatments at your preferred time as well. Of course, especially July, August, we would recommend to book something in advance, but in general, there should be opportunities for everyone to enjoy their spa treatment at their preferred time. We have 4 different treatment rooms. They all have their own relaxation terrace as well, and there's sauna and steam bath. We have a Pilates and a yoga studio, as well as a gym. The gym is overlooking the lawn and the beach as well. So it's gym or running on the treadmill with the sea view, which is very nice. And this is our beautiful indoor pool. It's indoors, however, these windows all around are opening up completely in summer. So you still get a bit of indoor-outdoor feeling, even though you're inside. It's a 25-meter long pool. And to me personally, probably one of those most beautiful indoor pools I've seen. Like, the architecture is extremely stunning.
But you can also swim outside, is that correct?
You can also swim outside, yes. This little part over here is outdoors, exactly.
Yeah.
And now we come to the exciting topic, accommodation. So wherever you go, or you know about hotels, you have your standard room, you have your deluxe room, you have your whatever room, and everything is exactly the same. Here, it's a little bit different. So we're going to start with the island, first of all, to separate it a bit. But just alone on the island, we have 51 rooms, divided into 9 categories. About 6 of them are special suites or multi-bedroom categories. The majority, as you can see here, we have 16 cottages and 27 deluxe cottages. But let me tell you, every single room is different. So 27 deluxe cottages, let me take the deluxe cottages as an example, means actually 27 different rooms. So some of them are maybe a bit smaller with 60 square meters, some are larger with 100 square meters. Some of them, or actually most of them, have a sea view, but maybe not all of them do, but instead they are either more spacious or they're gonna have a terrace. But again, not all of them have all the features. So normally with Aman, you can have everything you want. Here you have to choose between 2 things out of 3. So either the space or the view or the terrace. And it's very important to know what the guest is looking for. What is the most important for the guest? If it's the view, we have rooms with amazing views, but maybe some guests just prefer the space because they're maybe traveling with 1 or 2 children. Then of course space might be more important than the view. And don't worry too much about the terrace or not, because we have a lot of spaces around the property where guests can just hang out and relax as well. And we have 3 beaches, so don't forget about that. So maybe the terrace might not be the most important feature, but of course space and view might be. So just let us know when you do your booking what the guest is looking for, so we would be able to assign the right room as well. Also, because it is a very authentic place, like, you have to keep in mind again that this island was built as family homes. It's not built as a hotel, right? So there are rooms that you enter and you have to climb up some stairs right away. In general, there are a lot of steps on the island. So it's definitely not a place for guests that have mobility issues. It's not wheelchair accessible, which I think is very important to understand as well. We did have guests in the past with wheelchairs, but it's very uncomfortable because they would always require assistance. And of course, if you have an elderly couple who would like to visit, it's absolutely fine. And if we know this in advance, it's wonderful because we can assign the appropriate room, because there are rooms that do have steps to go upwards. So we would, of course, avoid assigning such rooms. Then over here, we have our Sansava cottage on the picture. That's the master bedroom. Sansava cottage has 2 bedrooms and also a wonderful little terrace, which is overlooking the Milucher Bay and the villa as well. Here we have the Grand Cottage, which is a special unit as well. We only have 1 Grand Cottage, so they have a very spacious living area. So this would be, for example, very suitable for families with 1 or 2 children. The exterior of some cottages really shows you here how green everything is on the island, how everything was built up. And if you walk around, you smell the rosemary, you smell the thyme, and it really, yeah, sets you back in time, and you know exactly that you are at the Mediterranean and not somewhere else in Northern Europe. So you really smell and see where you are as well, because it is so authentic. And here we have a sample of our bathroom within the deluxe cottage. Again, every layout is completely different, but of course everyone has similar features, but how the room is set up, how the bathroom is set up is always different. Here is a bedroom with the living room integrated for a deluxe cottage. And this is another sample of a deluxe cottage. So you may book a deluxe cottage, but it can look like this, or it can look like that. So same category, but very different from each other. And again, you see here, there are steps leading to the bedroom upstairs. Bathroom would be around the corner. So maybe this one is very good if you travel with a teenager who wants to have a little bit more extra space. So they have an upstairs bedroom and a downstairs living room. So we can put the extra bed right here. Where else? This room might be better if you're traveling with a smaller child or 2 smaller children. So again, just let us know what the guest prefers, and then we can assign the right accommodation for them as well.
Yeah, this is actually one of the questions at the moment. Is it possible to guarantee which of the type the client will have?
100% no, but we always do our best to assign, and especially if you book early enough, we usually guarantee as well. It depends always on the availability. Of course, it's
exactly.
very difficult for July and August, but in general, that's why I say, as long as we know, we always try to assign the correct accommodation. Of course, if we know there is an elderly couple, we would never assign this room, which you can see here right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And this is our Sveti Stefan suite. This is our prime suite, and also the only accommodation with a private swimming pool. And it has only 1 bedroom. So downstairs you have a living area, there's a small kitchen as well, and upstairs would be the bedroom and the bathroom. So it's very spacious, generally for 1 couple, but again, there's enough space to accommodate children as well. Or we have nearby other cottages or deluxe cottages, so in case they're traveling with an extended family, or 2 couples or friends traveling together, we can always add more sun lounges as well, in case they want to join during the day, whoever stays at a cottage. So we can definitely widen the space. Also, the living room and the dining area is set up for up to 6 people. So it's not just for a couple, but if you have other family members or friends traveling with them, they can definitely spend their day at the suite as well. So this would be the bedroom of the Sveti Stefan suite. So nothing posh about Aman Sveti Stefan, just woods everywhere and just very authentic. So you really get the experience from back in the days as well. And then we come to Villa Milucher. So as I said before, there are 6 suites within the main building, 3 garden view suites and 3 sea view suites, all on the upper floor. On the lower floor of the villa, we have the dining room, we have a living room, a meeting room, and a library. So a lot of spaces again to hang out. Of course, there's the lodger restaurant outdoors. There are a couple of relaxation areas outdoors. So there is definitely a lot of space again for just having 8 rooms in the area. And in the second building, we have 2 Queen Maria suites, one downstairs, one upstairs. This one, for example, has a beautiful terrace right when you open the door, but there's also a terrace for the room upstairs. They just have to go outside, obviously, but there is a separate terrace for them as well. So you have some more extra space. And with 120 square meters, it's definitely big enough to accommodate families again. So this is the sea view suite at Villa Miluce. So you see the island as well from here. And the design is a bit more contemporary compared to the island. So more Aman, I would say. Also designed by Jean-Michel Gatti, the interior, which Jean-Michel Gatti is a famous hotel interior designer or designer in general. He did, amongst many other Amans, he also designed the one and only in the Maldives. He designed the Cheval Blanc in the Maldives. So you will see similarities as well. And here is the Queen Maria suite again, the neighboring building, the bedroom and the living room. So those are 2 separate rooms as well. You definitely have a larger suite when you book the Queen Maria suite. Celebration and events. So we do house parties under normal conditions as well. This year a little bit less, so I will talk less about it. But just to keep us in mind maybe for the future, in case you have family celebrations, anniversaries, small gatherings, we can definitely arrange something beautiful. Weddings, of course, as well. This, by the way, just as a fun fact, is called the Wimbledon lawn. Wimbledon for tennis, because Novak Djokovic, he got married here a couple of years ago. So since then, this is the Wimbledon lawn, very famous for weddings.
Okay.
The piazza converted into a private event space. And of course, on the beaches, we can do different things as well.
Wow, yeah.
And then excursions, which might be more interesting for everyone right now. So there's, of course, a lot to do in the area. You can see here the island on the bottom. So this is the San Saba hike. It's about 45 minutes to an hour. It's a very easy hike, but has an amazing view. So this is something everybody should do. But again, even to explore the properties, you need a little bit of time. You need like 1 day to explore each beach. No, I'm just kidding, but you can just, yeah, you definitely need some time, because as I said, there are beautiful little spots on the island to explore and hang out. There are the 3 beaches, there are the parks around. There is the Sveti Stefan village, which is called officially Sveti Stefan village, just across the island, where you have a lot of restaurants. The Nobu, the famous Japanese brand, is just across the island as well. So even without getting into a car, you already have opportunities to dine within this area. And of course, hiking is a great opportunity right here as well. And then we have the Boca Bay or Kotor Bay, which is UNESCO protected. So Montenegro is a very, very small country, but it has 4 different national parks. It has this beautiful protected bay, which when you drive around looks a bit like Switzerland or Austria. Some people say it looks like the fjords of Norway. So it's really, really beautiful. And also, not many people know this, but the second biggest canyon after the Grand Canyon is actually located in Montenegro. So the largest canyon of Europe and the second biggest in the world, Tara Canyon it's called, is located here. It's a bit far from the hotel, not far in terms of kilometers, but far because it's very windy roads to get there. But it's very, very exciting to know. The largest lake on the Balkan is in Montenegro, bordering with Albania. You have vineyards over here, so there's a lot of nature, and obviously the sea. You can do excursions around everything sea-based, so there is a lot to do. Here we have Paras, which is also in the Boca Bay, not far from Kotor, a cute little village on the mainland, and then you can take a boat to visit the Lady of the Rocks, which is a Catholic church actually. And yeah, different restaurants again, super beautiful. And this is the old town of Kotor, usually very crowded, just like Dubrovnik. But as you all know, there won't be any cruise ships this summer. Normally there are about 3 cruise ships parked just outside with a lot of people walking around. This will not happen this year. So you really get to experience Kotor this summer in a very authentic way, because there will not be a lot of crowds. So of course there are limited guests in the country this year if you take out or take away all the cruise ship guests. So there's definitely yeah, it will have a lot of space and a lot of opportunities to explore the old town and restaurants. And also here is a beautiful hike just behind the old town to look down to Kotor Bay. So this is also something we highly recommend to do.
And Kotor is also nice for shopping, right?
Exactly. There are little boutiques as well and little shops. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember well. Yeah.
And this is Budva. So Budva is about 10 minutes by car from the resort, so it's really close by. Also, Budva has an old town, which is hundreds of years old, and of course in a much smaller scale compared to Kotor. But if you don't want to drive that far, if you just want to have a little getaway from the hotel, again, this is a beautiful opportunity to visit. And yeah, there are also some very nice restaurants within the old town, but also in Budva itself. There's a long promenade along the beach, and there are a couple of restaurants as well. And here we have the Skada Lake, which I mentioned before, the largest lake on the Balkan. We usually recommend this to visit in combination with some of the vineyards as well. We have a great cooperation with one vineyard who is creating the Aman Sveti Stefan wine. So we have our own wine as well, which you can taste when you're here. And for people who enjoy bird watching, this is one of the most exciting spots in Europe, because 280 birds live in this area. I mean, 280 different species. And it's a great place to see the migration of birds as well. So if you have guests that are into bird watching, that's definitely a really, really good spot to visit. And that's about it. That's Aman Sveti Stefan, a little bit about Montenegro as well. So yeah, I'm here.
Really, that was really fantastic. Jana, can you stop the presentation so I can see you again, and can you give me the host so I can show the video while we are talking, because I think this is also something we should really show our partners. No, that was really nice. Thank you so much. And I love when you talk because you have so much you have so much feelings, which you are showing in your presentation, and you really
passion, right?
yeah. And you really describe everything so nicely in detail. So thank you for that. Let me just show you while we are talking, because this was also something. I hope it works. Should work. Whoops, where are you? Okay, so this is a little video, 2 minutes, where we are talking, Jana. One of the questions was actually, what is your favorite activity?
I think the visit to Kotor Bay is a must. That's definitely something you should do. It's great, I think, to have a rental car, because then you can really go around the entire bay. There's a ferry as well, but I would really recommend to take a whole day, go around the entire Boca Bay, stop in Paris for lunch. There are some great restaurants. walk through the old town of Kotor to see that this is the old part of Montenegro. And if you want to see and end the day maybe with a dinner or with a sunset cocktail, because not far from there is Porto Montenegro, which you might have heard about as well. That's like the modern part of Montenegro. So there is a huge marina, lots of restaurants. It's newly built, of course, but it's still part of the country. So while you are at this Boca Bay area, take really the whole day. You can stop for a swim as well. It looks like a lake and everything, but it's still like, it still has little beaches everywhere, so you can stop for a swim. Really take the whole day and end either in Porto Montenegro for a nice cocktail in the evening, or there's something called Lustica Bay, which is a peninsula, and there's a really, really nice seafood restaurant. It's a bit far away from the hotel. I think you drive about an hour, hour and a half just to get to this place. It's a really bumpy road as well. And you think like, oh my God, like, where am I going? But like suddenly this restaurant appears and they don't have a menu. They only serve whatever is freshly caught. So it's a fish restaurant. And it's very nice service over there, and you sit right by the sea. So that's definitely, as a whole day experience, something I would highly recommend to do.
Wow, that was really an insider. That was really an insider. I hope you saw my my video. Did you saw the video?
No. There was just there were just some folders.
Gosh, really? Oh, come on! I'm so sorry because I played the video. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me just try to start it again because I'm really sorry, because I think you should see that.
Now we can see it if you press start.
Yeah, but it's not this one. It's this one. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, let's do. Can you see it now?
Just press start and then should be okay. Yes.
Oh, this is the wrong. That's the
one. Aman, yeah.
This is not the one I wanted to show you. This is actually. Sorry guys, that's having technical issues here. So this is the one. Yeah, exactly. Okay, and so sorry. Okay, I cannot stop it. What about the airports arriving with private jet? Which one is actually, can you fly into both?
You can fly into both, but the majority of guests is using Tivat as a private airport.
Okay.
Tivat also is 5 kilometers closer to the hotel, but in summer, the road might get a bit busy. So it doesn't matter if you fly into one or the other, because the driving time in July and August is usually about the same. But in general, it's 40 minutes from Tivat. So that's the closer option. And most private planes do land in Tivat.
Okay, great. And you talked about Porto Montenegro, about the yachts, and is there also a possibility to stay there with the yacht, or also at Aman Sveti Stefan?
If you come with a private yacht, you can dock out right here, which you just saw, the little sea. So we have guests that come and visit every summer or in the summer, and they have they bring either their own private yacht, or of course they rent their private yacht, which can be docked or at the mooring outside in the sea, and they will stay at the hotel and just use their yacht to go around. But of course, if that's not, I mean, that's not everybody's budget, of course. So if you just stay with us, but you want to have a cruise all day around the area, around the sea, this is something we can most definitely arrange as well.
Okay, great. And I know actually there is a plan from Amman's side to connect our European properties, like Amman Venice with Montenegro, or Amman Zoe. I think there is also direct flight to Essen, right?
Exactly. So under let's say, normal conditions, there are seasonal flights from Athens to Podgorica about 2 or 3 times per week. This year, it's still a bit questionable if it will happen. It's scheduled at the moment starting as of August. So if you want to combine both properties, there is normally a direct flight between those 2 destinations. Also, there are flights to Italy. Usually Rome, Milan have direct flights from Montenegro as well. So if you want to go to Venice, or of course anywhere else in Italy, that's also a good combination. The most famous one, of course, being Croatia. And talking about flights, and we might have some guests and friends from the Czech Republic here. I have heard about 2 days ago that there might be direct flights coming in with Montenegro Airlines starting as of July from Prague to Montenegro, which I think is exciting news. Yeah. And LOT, of course, is flying almost daily to Montenegro as well. So there is a great direct connection. And a lot will be through, especially coming from Eastern Europe, gonna be through Serbia as well, with Air Serbia.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much, Jana. It was really great having you here.
You're welcome.
Any question you might have, of course, you can always send me an email or send Jana an email. Her details are under her picture, jschumann@aman.com. And next week on the 9th of June at 10:15, we have a webinar for Aman Venice. And I think that's also very exciting because it's a virtual tour through the palazzo, you know, so that's really something fun as well. And I might be also there. So if I can cross the border tomorrow from Austria, because I'm planning to go to Italy tomorrow, and I really hope I can cross Austria so we can travel to Italy. And if this is happening, I will be also on the 9th at our Aman Venice property. So until then, be safe, be well, and thank you for participating. Yeah, I will share the link as well. Again, I thought I sent it already to you, but I can share the link. Let me just check again, because if I can do it immediately, or if I need to, yeah, hold on a second, I can do it. Virtual tour Aman Venice. Put the link now inside the chat so you can. No, it's not working. I'm sorry. I will send that to you later. Okay, I will send you the link of the webinar, and you can register then. Okay, until then, lots of love. Take care. Thank you, Jana, and hope to see you soon.
Yeah,
Bye.
thanks everyone. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.